Throughout the years, she's worked with many partners in this room to strengthen our community. Lisa is an attorney and former mediator, policy analyst, and manufacturing process engineer. She's a past winner of the Cobb Woman of Distinction Annual Award that was presented today, or being presented today by Cobb Executive Women. She lives in Smyrna with her 2 sons and her husband, Craig, who is also an attorney, a law partner, and former electrical engineer. Kind of an interesting relationship there, both electrical engineers and now both attorneys. Both are graduates of Georgia Tech and Georgia State Law. She's also a Leadership Cobb 2018 graduate. So, as usual, I take the red eye home to get to these lunches. But I try to be a little productive. So, I thought about my relationship with Lisa, and it reminds me of the sometimes tired and abused and probably not representative of reality, the saying of, we will agree to respectfully disagree. I think Lisa and I are a good example of what's right in the world. People don't always have to agree on everything, and that's okay. The difference, I think, for the two of us is many times people just stop working together. And Lisa and I, over the last 10 years, we've worked hard towards very productive and positive achievements for this county, and I think we've done that very well. Our relationship has definitely grown and prospered over these last 10 years. And what I admire about her is she's very conscientious, she's very thoughtful, and she genuinely cares about what's in the best interests of this county and the people that live here. So I'm the chamber chair this year because I had the opportunity to reflect on giving back to this community that has given so much to our organization in a very short period of time, including many of you in this room. I do that for 1 year, and I don't do it every day. Fortunately, the staff that's here handles the big workload. And I think the big difference is that Lisa Cupid is putting her heart and soul into this job every single day for the, for the betterment of Cobb County and its citizens. So it's my honor and my privilege to introduce to you Cobb Board of Commissioners Chairwoman Lisa Cupid, who I'd like to call a friend.
Can we give it up to Georgia's most respected business leader of the year, Mike Plant? Good afternoon. I am honored to stand before you and to provide you the State of the County address. But before I do that, I want to express my sincere gratitude for all of you being here today and for your commitment to Cobb County. I'm also grateful for the opportunity to serve with our Board of Commissioners, our County Manager, and 4,500 employees who work tirelessly to make Cobb County a better place. In fact, if you work and serve in Cobb County government, I would ask that you stand up so you can be recognized. These are the people that are making it happen. Cobb County is a vibrant and a thriving community. We are located in the heart of Georgia with nearly 777,000 residents. We remain Georgia's 3rd most populous county and a premier destination suburb of Metro Atlanta. We're proud of our strong economy, our excellent schools, our diverse community. About 16% of our population hails from other countries, and our county's diversity index ranks us 2nd in the state of Georgia. Additionally, the U.S. Census places us slightly above 50% as a minority-majority county. Cobb is growing in our commitment to equity and inclusivity with initiatives like the Racial Equity Challenge that we launched here at a chamber luncheon with Gas South and United Way. Last year, we received a related report indicating public support for considering equity in county policy. Additionally, last year, the Board of Commissioners unanimously passed an anti-Semitism resolution. And we also recognize the history of indigenous people here on our soil. Last year marked 30 years since the anti-LGBTQ resolution, and my, how far Cobb County has come. In Cobb, we recognize and we celebrate our differences with programs like our African American Policy Forum, our International Festival, Juneteenth, and our Hispanic Heritage Month observations. Recently, our own Commissioner Richardson launched an initiative to recognize the Brazilian footprint in East Cobb. We do not just have opportunity to celebrate each other, but to create an atmosphere where everyone can succeed. We are investing in local businesses and entrepreneurs who are integral to our county. Our Economic Development Director, Sabrina Wright, and her team have had 500 contacts with businesses last year and provided an array of programs, including entrepreneurship grants and business concierge services. Our commissioners, through the American Rescue Plan Act signed by our own President Biden, provided $4.5 million in funding for daycares in partnership with our Cobb Chamber, our Cobb Collaborative, Cobb Works, and the Department of Early Child Care and Learning within the state of Georgia. We also invested in workforce development services with the Tommy Nobis Center for Persons with Disabilities and broke ground on 2 new workforce development sites, one in South Cobb and the other at the soon-to-be-open Gritters Library. We're conducting a disparity study as well to enhance the participation of women-owned, minority-owned, and veteran-owned businesses here in Cobb because we believe that everyone deserves a chance to contribute and to succeed. And based on your feedback, we have reduced our business permitting times with an investment of $1 million in our budget last year. Our permitting times have actually been reduced from over 6 weeks to less than 10 days. And with the coordination of our community development, Jessica Gwynn and her team, we are helping to decentralize some of our services so that we can better help our community expand businesses. And when it comes to business expansion, education is key, and we're proud of our K-12 system and our colleges and universities. We're also proud of our programs like 4-H and our Youth Commission and our library system, which was awarded Georgia's top library system of the year this year. Feel free to clap at any one of these accomplishments that I'm reading off of this paper. We also have programs dedicated to our most seasoned residents with senior services providing 7,000 hours of in-home services, 2,400 engaging activities, $177,000 in dental, hearing, and assistive devices, and $75,000 in utility rent and mortgage assistance. And when it comes to our veterans, they have sacrificed so much for our country, and it's our privilege and responsibility to support them when they come home. This is why I'm proud of our investment that we've made in programs like Connecting Cobb Veterans Program, which is led by Dan Valentine. We recognize also the success of Commissioner Burrell's Superior Pets for Patriotic Vets program, and are also thrilled about Lockheed Martin's production of the C-130J Super Hercules transport aircraft. That's right. Public safety at home is also a top priority, and we're working tirelessly to keep our communities safe. Last year, we received the National Crime Center of the Year Award, and we've seen a 25% decrease in crime in South Cobb. Our own DA, yes. Thank you. Our own DA, Flynn Brody, opened up the Family Advocacy Center. And just last month, the Board of Commissioners improved starting pay of our sworn officers to a base salary of $54,000. That is up from $46,000 when we first started, less than 4 years ago. We also expanded the range of our sworn officer step-and-grade program to incentivize our more experienced officers to stay with the county. Cobb County is a safe place to live. It's also a place to thrive and have fun. Earlier this year, our Business Leader of the Year, Mike Plant, reported that Truist Park and the Battery welcomed over 10 million visitors and contributed over $40 million in tax revenue to the state, the county, and our school system. And imagine the impact that they will have during the year when we have the All-Star Game come back to Cobb County. But there's more. I'm from South Cobb, and we can't forget about Six Flags. They added a new roller coaster last year. And some of us who are starting to don salt and pepper here, guess what? Whitewater will be turning 40 this year. Our natural amenities are also popular, with 7 million visitors coming to Cobb Parks and Trails. Last year, we broke ground in the Chattahoochee Trail in Mableton with Senator Ossoff, and we also broke ground in the connection of Noonday Trail to Woodstock. We also added 3.5 miles of trails and sidewalks to Kennesaw Mountain, and we're beginning the final phase of the Bob Callan Trail. Recreation contributes to us being a healthy county. Can you imagine just 2 short years ago, we were in the throes of a pandemic? With leadership of our Cobb Douglas Public Health, we now have more tools in place to overcome any future outbreaks. During that time, they've also been tackling another issue in our community and in the state of Georgia, and that's when it comes to neonatal and maternal health challenges. Through their Healthy Start program, they've reported that there have been 0 deaths among African American mothers and children enrolled in the program. Also, when it comes to health, Cobb County government was recognized for the 3rd year in a row as one of Metro Atlanta's healthiest employers. And as you heard not too long ago, Wellstar Kennestone in Marietta has become a level 1 trauma hospital, coupled with Grady in our metro region. Mental health is also critical to our overall health. And with the American Rescue Plan Act, Cobb has increased our support of our co-response with public safety and mental health professionals that respond to mental health-related calls. We also have funded an initiative to create an online one-stop shop to find mental health resources, and that has been through our Information Systems Director, Kimberly Lemley, and her team. Moreover, Highland River CSB opened a teen mental health facility in Smyrna, and our Sheriff's Office under Craig Owens continues to make headway in providing 24-hour mental health services for inmates. Recently, we voted on an opioid advisory task force to help guide funding to reduce deaths in addiction within our county. As we invest in people, it's important that we invest in the infrastructure that people use every day. And as I've shared this morning, we have a very real and proximate example of the detriment that failing infrastructure can have on businesses, residents, and tourism. In Cobb, we have invested $60 million in water, sewer, stormwater, and water reclamation projects. Cobb, under the leadership of Director Judy Jones and the stellar service of its employees, has accomplished this while maintaining its own AAA bond rating and earning a national award for being #1 in customer service as a mid-size utility. They are now educating our businesses and our citizens about how we can better strengthen our stormwater infrastructure with a stormwater utility already utilized by some of our Cobb cities and many local governments across the state and the nation. Transportation is also vital to our public infrastructure. Our Department of Transportation paved 495 roads, responded to several work orders, and have several important projects underway They also partnered with the Cumberland CID in rolling out the BEEP, which is providing autonomous transportation across our bridge on I-285. When it comes to transit, last week, Thursday, the Atlanta Transit Link Authority Board voted unanimously in favor of Cobb adding our transit referendum to the November ballot. Expanding transportation in our transportation network will make us more connected as a county and region, providing greater opportunity to get people to work, school, commerce, to recreation, and more. And yes, our transit system does help those who are of moderate income, but it also helps young people get to their first job. It helps our citizens get to school. It's a consideration for our aging adults that want to maintain their independence, and it also helps traffic-fatigued people like me that just want to get out of their car. We're also committed to sustainability, and we're working to make sure that our community is a place where everyone can live, work, and play for generations to come. Last year, we identified Kimberly White, our Keep Cobb Beautiful Director, as our Chief Sustainability Officer. We also opened up a refurbished recycling center, and this year jump-started our county's first Sustainability Expo. We are improving our responsiveness to waste complaints with partnership with our private haulers and our director, Dr. Jenkins, and we are contracting with Cobb EMC, who is partnering with Gas South, to add solar to one of our decommissioned landfills. We anticipate later this year, knock on this glass, receiving a sustainability grant which will allow us to create a robust sustainability plan and update our EV stations across the county. As we address sustainability, it's important that we address how people will be able to continue to live in Cobb County. Many of you may know that home prices are skyrocketing, and our home prices in Cobb are now over $450,000 that are on the market. Our increased values are a result of people having an increased interest in Cobb and the metro Atlanta area. And for those of you who study economics, you know that this is just a matter of supply and demand. We have more people who want to be here, but less inventory, which just causes prices to soar. And I do anticipate that we'll have code amendments to help us address housing affordability. But we've had to be tempered with addressing that because we are embarking on updating our zoning code. And we want to be mindful that as we're updating one element of our housing code, that people are very clear on the policies that we're going to be moving forward when it comes to affordable housing. But I want to thank many of you who are in this room for your feedback when it comes to both the development code and housing. And I believe that we will be forced, if we have not been already, to work together as we want to make Cobb a place that people can continue to call home. We are very fortunate that we've had federal funding to address our most pressing housing needs. Must Ministries, Sweetwater Mission, the Center for Family Resources, they have assisted 5,000 families with $50 million of emergency rental assistance funding. And our Board of Commissioners recently added an additional $17 million with our American Rescue Plan Act funding. Moreover, we provided funding to launch Magistrate Court's Eviction Court program with Chief Magistrate Judge Brendan Murphy. He's partnering with the Center for Family Resources to work with the landlord and tenant to make the landlord whole while providing wraparound services for our tenants in the way of financial planning and career coaching so that they can stay in their homes and avoid eviction. Our board also helped me follow through on a commitment I made to you last year, which was to fund cold weather shelters, as I was completely dismayed at the times that I hopped in my warm car and drove by people in our city and alongside our roadways throughout this county. Fortunately, with their support, we dedicated $500,000 to help mitigate this issue. And I want to thank Must Ministries, particularly, and also Reflections of Trinity, Family Life Restoration Center, and the Family Hope Resource Center in Mableton for their partnership. And I also personally want to thank Cassie Masloom. She's the director of our Emergency Management Division, and this would not have been possible without her leadership. Thank you, Cassie. While it's great to talk about programs and initiatives, I like talking about the meat and potatoes of what we do, and that is making sure that we have fundamentally sound government. We have maintained our 26-year AAA bond rating, and hopefully, knock on this glass again, we'll do it for another 27 this year. But we also have Metro Atlanta's lowest millage rate, lowest sales tax rate, lowest water rate among large counties. And this is a testament to our responsible budgeting and spending practices with the skillful guidance of our finance department. Cobb Communications and our Information Systems Department have also been working to make sure that we are responsive to any citizen that calls our county through the establishment of a 311 center. That will enable us to better disposition calls and track them to ensure that they have been responded to. At the end of the day, we just want to do a good job serving Cobb County, and we want to do it with you. And we thank you for the work that you did in helping us put together our first strategic plan envisioned by our county manager. With that plan, we set out a mission to make Cobb County the best place to live and to work through an efficient, effective, and responsive government that delivers quality services. Our vision is that Cobb County is thriving, that we're innovative, and we're a safe community that enhances quality of life for the well-being of all. To best accomplish this vision, we must work together. There is so much that can divide us as a county and a community, but there's so many great things about us that can bring us together. It is my ask today that we please work together to continue to make Cobb County a place where people want to come home to, a place that's growing, and a place that's moving forward. Thank you so much for your time today, and let's continue to work together to make Cobb County a place that thrives. Thank you.